All right. Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And back another video, another lesson. The title of this one's going to be called Evil World We Live In. All right. And this is just some of my personal, thoughts I was thinking about, it was yesterday, which I still remember some. But I was just, sitting and thinking about, how wicked, this world we live in. At first, the title was Sad World We Live In. But, I'd rather use evil. That's a phrase that people say in the world, evil world we live in. They get that from the they get it from the rapper Future, because he said in the video, and they made a meme out of it. But which is true though, although he's wicked himself. But that is a true statement. It's an evil world we live in, man. Sad world we live in, and just how messed up. I was just thinking about how messed up people are today, especially Jake. Jake is totally gone. Whether if even in the truth, you got Hebrew Israelites who do wicked. Better than the 2/3 in the world. You come into the truth, you learn who you are, and you still, you use brothers. You're not genuine. You lie. You steal if you're doing that. What's that? I believe that happened in the IUIC. They called him the pocket. The pocket. He was stealing money from the that's I'm from the. I believe it's from the congregation, but you even got people in the truth who are wicked like niggas in the world. In this world, if you're genuine, if you're a genuine person, in this world we live in, you're gonna be used. They're gonna see you as weak. You're gonna be a prey to people. But if you're grimy, if you're, if you messed up, if you just don't have no morals, then you'll be respected. That's a thing that our people. That's how our people are, and it's a reason it's like that. Because they have and that's how Esau is. They have the spirit of Esau on them. Esau is a slimy, greedy, grimy, devil, man. And that's how our people our people have taken on the ways of Esau. They have the spirit of Esau Edom on them. Let's get this real quick. I got Proverbs. This is Proverbs 29:2. All right. This is Proverbs 29:2, and it says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn." And who's ruling right now in this world? Esau Edom. So the wicked are in rule right now. So if the wicked are ruling, people are going to be mourning. People are going to be, they're going to take on the ways of Esau Edom. And like I said, especially Jake, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, even in I'm gonna speak on the black, but in in the Mexican community too, in the Hispanics, Northern Kingdom. I'm gonna speak on the black community. People, niggas is grimy, man. You on the hood, Jake. They'll use you. But you trying to be a genuine, good person, which nobody's really good in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. None of us are good in his eyes. But to us, we, here, you try to be I see a person who's I'll say a good person. You try to be a righteous person in this world, you're gonna be used. You're gonna be seen as weak. People gonna gonna try to run all over you. And that's the world we live in, man. Let's get I just thought of this. 2 Timothy 3. And I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And we know dangerous times are coming. All right. It says, "For men shall be," and these are the characteristics that we're going to see. "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents," all right, "unthankful, unholy, without natural affection." All right, let's look that up. Without natural affection.
Strong's G 794. Astargas. Astargas.
Astargas. It says, "Without natural affection, unsociable." All right, inhuman, unloving. People are unloving nowadays. In the Strong's definition, it says, hard-hearted towards kindred, your own people. All right, without natural affection. Let's see what hard-hearted means, and we can look it up. It says incapable of being moved to pity or tenderness, unfeeling, heartless, cold, hard, unsympathetic, uncaring, unloving, unconcerned, indifferent. All right, unemotional, stony, and that's our people, man. Then it says in the scripture they have a stony heart towards the Lord, of course. All right, so our people are hard-hearted towards one. They're unloving. There's no love out here in this world. And like I said, they have the spirit of Esau Edom upon them, because Esau Edom is like that, right? So let's get and this is gonna be a quick something to bring out real quick. This is Jeremiah 5, all right, and this is a good chapter to read, but I'm gonna go straight to the point. This is Jeremiah 5:20. It says, "Declare this in the house of Jacob, and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord," whose name is Yahweh. "Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the ways thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. But this people have a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone." Our people are gone, man. Let's go look at revolted or revolting. I'm pretty sure it's the same word. Let's look at revolting. To rebel, be stubborn, be rebellious, be all right, be refractory. So our people are rebellious towards the Most High, man. And towards one another. It says, verse 24. I'm sorry, verse 23. "But this people have a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, Let us now fear Yahweh our power, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter, in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. For among my people are found wicked men." There's a wicked, among the Israelites are wicked men. All right. And even in the truth, of course, the 2/3 are wicked. We know that they're going to do what they do. But even in the truth, man, you got wicked men among us. They trying to use brothers for money, lying, not being honest, not being genuine. All right. Trying to, just, make up sob stories to, get some money out you, man. We can just be straight up and forward. The brothers are very loving brothers. I'll speak here in Great Millstone, Baltimore. The brothers here are very loving. They're very, genuine. If you need help, they'll kick it out for you, man. And trust me, I know. It says, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their hearts, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxen fat, they shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. And who are the wicked? If you pass the deeds of Esau Edom, you wicked, man. And Esau one of the most slimy, grimy, cunning. He's a nigga too. Niggas out there. Okay? They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. You see, so our people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. And we know Esau Edom, one of the most devilish, nations that ever existed. They go out through the whole earth doing nothing but wickedness. Destroying families, destroying nations, destroying homes. Matter of fact, let's get Micah. All right. Now, before this was, we use this for Esau Edom, but this is also talking about Jake. This is talking about Jake first. The brother Amawan here, he says, the scriptures are always, all brothers say it. But the scriptures, the Bible is our history book, so it's really talking to us first, to so-called, to the Israelites, who are the so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans. It's talking about us first. Now, when you see Job 9:24, that's talking about Esau, because Israelites, we don't have the world in our hands. We don't control the music industry. We don't control Hollywood. We don't control the money. That's talking about Esau. But sometimes you see wicked, it's not always talking about the white man. It's definitely sometimes talking about Jake. All right, then King David had to deal with Saul and his men. He had to deal with Absalom, his own son. So the wicked is sometimes talking about Israelites, man. But it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage." And this is what Esau does. All right, he goes throughout the whole world and takes over lands. He replaced it. He puts his name on it. Salakia. All right. He destroys nations, man, and pours out his wine. Which the wine is, philosophies, the trans agenda, the Mo agenda, the feminism. All right, all these different wickedness that he pushes out. Okay, let's get John 8:44. This is what Yahweh Shah said. Even Yahweh Shah knew that our people. Of course, he knew, right? This is John 8, outside of 42. It says, Yahweh Shah said unto them, "If the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, all right, were your father, ye would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I myself, but he sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech, even because ye cannot hear my word?" Now remember, he's talking to the scribes and the Pharisees. All right, he's not talking to all nations. He's talking to Israelites. It says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." Now, who was a murderer from the beginning? That's talking about Cain. Cain murdered Abel. All right? And Israelites come in that same spirit, trying to murder their own brother. We see, even with, you go in the hood, Jake killing each other. Bloods and the Crips, other little neighborhood gangs, killing one another. It says he was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. All right. So, and let's look at this word devil. Ye are of your father the devil. The word devil.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
Diabolos. Prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. A calumniator. Let's look that up. I never really looked this up. It says calumniate. It says make false and defamatory statements about. And don't Esau does that? All right, he makes false statements about. Now, some of it's not false, because Jake is wicked. All right. But they come up with these defamatory, they speaking on the Hebrews, like saying we're terrorists. All right. We're even Jake and the truth, they say and particularly they say Great Millstone are grapists, which that's not true. All right. But Jake and Esau, they come up with these defamatory statements. They make false accusations about, brothers. Right? It says, false accuser, slanderer, metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. All right, now speaking of Esau, Edom. All right, but it can also be speaking of you Jakes out there. You Israelites. You're a devil too. You coming in that same spirit of Esau, you a devil. That's one in the Apocrypha. This is is it 12? Ecclesiastes 12. Let me see. Or is it 10? Yeah, I believe. Yep, this is it. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Let's read that in NLT, if we can. I mean GNT, I'm sorry. GNT. This is the GNT. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, a wise ruler will educate his people, and his government will be orderly. All the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. All right? And don't Jake act like the ruler. Who's the ruler today? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And they have the spirit of the ruler on them. They have that spirit of Esau being, devious and cunning. And, being slick. Right? Let me see if I can find that. Cunning. It's probably not in here. No, but I believe I'm in the wrong. This is Revelation 20. Is it? Well, we can go to 12. It's either one. I'll just read 12. Revelation 12. And I'll read 9. It says, and the great dragon, who's that dragon? Is Esau Edom, was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Let's look at this word serpent. All right. Serpent. Ophis, snake, serpent. With the ancients, the serpent was an emblem of cunning and wisdom. The serpent who deceived Eve was regarded by the Jews as the devil. All right. Through the idea of sharpness of vision, a snake figuratively as a type of sly, cunning, and artful, malicious person, especially Satan, serpent, and that's talking about Esau Edom, the so-called white man who rules this world. But it can also be applied to you niggas out there, you Hebrew Israelite niggas, and of course the 2/3, man. And like I said, it's an evil, sad world we live in. You got Jake out there. You can't even have a relationship in this world without a nigga wanting your woman. He want to sleep with your wife. That y'all be doing stuff to each other, doing different things, but he want to come behind that. That's nasty, man. You niggas out there are nasty, and and that really bores me up. Why do you want another man's wife? Like what joy you get out of that? That's really and Apostle Rakah, he says it. That's really that's really on a, I ain't gonna say the word, but that's, you fruity, man. For one, another man's woman. He probably be, busting all in her and all that, man. And you you coming right behind that. That's nasty. That's nasty, man. Why not get your own? The women outnumber men in this world, but you want this man's wife. You can't. This is an evil, sick world we live in, man. This is why we need the Savior to come, Yahweh Shai. That's why we need the Lord Yahweh to send His Son Yahweh Shai to come and destroy this place, man. Because we can't dwell in a world like this. You can't even you can't even enjoy your family. Can't enjoy your family. Can't enjoy your life, really, because you gotta work. All right, this is just a evil and sad world we live in, man. You can't even say what's up to Jake anymore. You walk down the street, they mean mugging you. It's like, bro, what's all the tension for? I'm harmless. I'm not doing nothing to nobody. I'm just going to going to the store, give me a water, get me some juice. But Jake, they want a problem. They just want a problem. You can't even, the women, don't even get started on the women. The women are out of order. Like I say, you can't even have a relationship. And even, let's say, Jake ain't even on that. Let's say you just got a woman, but she just, she's wild, man. She's wild. She's outside, Even in, the Hebrew Israelite woman, they wicked too. Just because she got her hair right don't make her righteous. So it's just, a lot in this world that it's It makes you think. I was just thinking a lot yesterday, you know, and I just want to bring a lesson out with it, you know. Let's go to Isaiah 1 and 4, and I'll end it. So, this is Isaiah 1 and verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. It says, ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel to anger. They are gone away backward. And this is why we're in the position we in now, because we sinned against the Lord, man. And it all circles back to that. Why are we in this position? Because we sinned against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We broke the covenant. We worshiped other gods. All right. And we're like the Lord's woman. So if we turn our back on the Lord made our women turn our back on us, because we're the head of them and He's the head of us. Yahushua is the head of us, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High, man. You see, so it all goes back full circle, you know. But I'm gonna end it there. You know, evil world we live in, man. This world is truly evil, and this is why we need, you know, righteousness to be established in the earth, where you can enjoy, you know, your family. You can, you know, be one with your people, man, and not having, you know, not, you know, beefing, you know, beefing with one another. You know, you can be genuine towards one another. You can actually, you know, righteousness is gonna be forwarded. You know what I'm saying? You can actually have a family. You know, your woman ain't gonna, you know, go look at other men. No, that's not how it is gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, so Lord willing, you all got something out of this, and it was, you know, just like I said, in my personal thoughts, you know. But Lord willing was edifying. I know you brothers out there, you sisters, you few sincere sisters that listen and learn, y'all feel the same way. So we gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honor to the apostles, bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and citation to the hopeful elect. Those of you edified. To the next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.